Hello everyone. Well, we'll just be doing some drawing tonight. Hope everyone's doing alright. Hope everyone's nice and cozy. It snowed here. That was kind of rough. Kind of annoying, actually. So I got a nice jacket around me. Just to help me feel a bit more cozy, I think. Oh, hello, cat. Meowity? I see. Let's just, what are we doing tonight? I didn't really have plans. Some other stuff I was doing went a little long. So that's why I'm starting a bit late. I don't really have plans. I was stuck doing other stuff for the past, bit, and I'm like, huh. After that, I just didn't want to do anything that would cause too much of a headache, you know? Let's see here. That's a circle. That's a lopsided circle. It's okay, we can use this still. By the way, I have a plate of chips in front of me, like potato chips. So if you hear me crunching, if you hear some of them crunching, that's what that is, you know. Just so you don't get weirded out when you hear such things, I'm informing you. Bird ASMR stream, maybe. Is that what you want? I a little bit hope not, but you know, that's just me. I don't know if that's a field of content that I personally want to go into, you know. Not for me. Not for me at all. I don't shit ass you. Hello, Michael. It's been a while since you've gotten to say hi in chat. No worries. We're all just here, right? I just appreciate when you guys, you know, you don't have to be here all the time. Just an occasional hi. It's like, hello. And that's also why the VODs exist still, right? My streaming has been very erratic lately, due to reasons, so. Been having to do more during the day, so. I have a bad habit of, taking a nap. for like a few hours. And that cuts into stream time usually now. Let's get a really basic body down. Those take stream time? Is it? How do we want to do this? The inexistent sleep schedule. This is true. It's very true. We'll raise that up just a little bit. Hello, Baboshi. Totally non-dramatic reasons. Actually, apparently it was like mostly a happy accident that a bunch of what's it called, Echo Project stuff started coming back into the schedule again. It actually has less to do with the obvious thing. Some of the Echo Project devs like explained why a bunch of their projects got put on hiatus. And yeah, it has like nothing to do with that one scenario. Granted, it's weird that they put it on their socials, but it is what it is. I assume it was to get, like, I mean, their Discord is kind of a cesspool currently then, right? So I assume they did it to inform the people that actually care, right? Yeah. Yeah. Apparently it was mostly due to, like, unavailability for, like, long stretches of time with certain members of the staff. Yeah. And it seems like the work ethic is if someone is, like, unavailable, like, the Echo Project devs wait for them. They don't just, like, replace them on the staff. They just go like, oh, okay, well, we'll wait. That's apparently the mentality, and that's why you'll go long stretches without, like, updates for games on them. Because they don't want to have to replace, like, people like that, apparently. Which I personally, like, kind of like that work ethic, but hey, that's just me. Because there'll be things of, like, if one of the staff enrolled in a semester for college, that basically means they can't work for 5 months, right? Alright, see you, Baboshi. I think it was red. Please don't quote me on that. Please don't quote me on in most of this. I'll cover my own ass a bit. Like, had said that yeah, that's, like, mostly the reason why a lot of those things, like, happened. Why there was, like, a, like, year-long period where games didn't really get updated for them. Changing schedules dramatically. Yeah, there is that. I also think people were being, like, in retrospect for the last year, people were like, a Valentine's stream? Oh, is it? I wasn't even paying attention. Whoops. Hello, Shelky. I do think like some of that was, like, in not great faith criticism of that studio. Where people were like, they've updated nothing. And it's like, the last update was like 8 months ago, which I think is reasonable for a company, but hey, that's just me. I think there was only a couple things that I'm like, oh, that's a bit sussy. That took a little bit, like, a while. I think the only one in that case was, like, the last Arches update. That's just me. better than Eden's Reach. As much as I think it would be funny to, like, make fun of that, that schedule, it's, like, not really comparable, right? Because I think, like, that's the issue, is you can't, like, compare anything to Echo Project, because Echo Project is more of a proper, studio kind of thing. I say more of, by the way, not, like, that it is a... It is not a Blizzard. It is not a... It is not a Squeenix, you know? Yeah, in a different way. Like, they have actual, like, people on hire, right, for things. So it's a little bit different. Is that Schnoot too short? We'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, Toto. There we go. Toto. Let's see here. Let's try to get that nose kind of in perspective. Only kind of, because we're kind of bad at that. All you want is the wedding dress. Yeah, I will be honest, I do sit there looking at that going like, oh, but it is like Reed and Sue. Might have to get it, right? They're like actually the most long-standing couple in the Marvel universe. The Loki all butcher skin is the best skin. I don't even think it's the best Loki skin. But I'm a big fan of President Loki from the beta. Mainly because it looks more like modern Loki. And Loki's one of those characters that's kind of like trapped in an old look for some reason. Kind of like Venom, where I don't really like Venom's design that much. Where I'm like, can we like get the modern version of Venom? Like, I like Lethal Protector as much as the next guy. Really cool era of Venom. That was 30 years ago. Can we, like, get something new? I'll see ya, Baboshi. But then again, I have that complaint for anything Venom related. I'm always like, can we not be stuck in like 1991 for this character? It's like the X-Men, right? We're like, we have been stuck in the 80s for X-Men since the 80s in terms of public conscious. Is this team not allowed to move forward? Like, for better and for worse. Like, at the very least, like, that team usually feels like it's moving forward in the comics. Never in, like, alternate media. Because we're so stuck in the fucking 80s and in the early 90s for that team. Like, I was talking to some friends, and they were like, they weren't, like, dooming on the idea of MCU X-Men until I said, you know we're getting an MCU Phoenix Saga. You know we're gonna get it. And it is going to be boring. And everyone's going to be bored by it. Isn't a lot of media look like it's stuck in time? Yeah, but only like... it's weird, right? I think it's like worse for comics. Only because like... the people that don't read the comics, their view on these characters are stuck in one time period, right? But if you're reading comics, you realize that these characters move forward every year. And that's kind of like the fun part about these characters, is they're always moving forward. Unless you're DC Comics. You know... DC's very much a one step forward, an entire staircase backwards, right? Though I am enjoying DC All In, if anybody knows what that is, like, I am enjoying it. I love the new Question book. I love the new Metamorpho book. Okay. I love that Booster Gold is relevant again. Like, I may think the Absolute Universe for DC is a bit hot garbage. That's not me saying it's good or bad, just that it's hot garbage. Take that as a compliment, or as a, like, a drag. It is a Scott Schneider, like, creation, right? So it is going to be trashy action in a fun way. And if you like that, you like that. Sometimes I'm into it, sometimes I'm not. It really depends. Booster Gold should always be relevant. Yeah, but Booster Gold was, like, taken out of continuity for over a decade. So it kind of sucked when that happened, because he was, like, a frontliner for DC for a while. Nope, gone. Oh well. I think it's to the point where people have forgotten that he was important. But I feel like most people have forgotten Countdown, and like... was it... Yeah, no, it was Countdown, right? The 52 thing? Not the new 52, that's a different thing. DC loves using the number 52, by the way. Like you have Countdown 52, 52, and then the new 52, and these are all different things. It is fine. Never heard of him. They don't like using Booster Gold outside of comics that much, and like the reasoning is he's like he opens up a conversation about the DC universe that a lot of people don't want to talk about because like casuals are really casual, and like storytelling about certain topics people get a little queasy over, because Booster Gold's whole thing is he's a time traveling hero. And though I don't think that has ever gotten in the way of his storytelling, because I actually think they use the time travel stuff with Booster Gold in a very fun way and always keep it engaging. Because, like, Booster Gold, if you don't know who Booster Gold is, his whole thing is he's from the far-off future and he was a janitor. Right? He was a no-name civilian janitor, and one day he just said, fuck it. Because he worked as a janitor at a superhero museum, and he just steals a time travel machine, steals a super suit, goes back to present-day DC Comics, and is like, I'm gonna be the hero I always wanted to be. Fuck you. But he's also, like, horribly selfish and only cares about the, the marketing and publicity and being popular part of being a hero. So he, like, uses his knowledge of, like, the DC universe being from the future to try to, like, be a better hero in that he's there for events to try to be a hero. But he, like, sucks, and that's kind of his gimmick for a while. Until he gets post-character arc, which is in the mid-2000s. Like, I've always liked Booster Gold. I've always loved his tenure on, like, Justice League International. And he's only ever had, like, one good adaptation, which sucks. Because it means that, like, people don't know who he is. And it was in a one-off episode of Justice League Unlimited. Because Justice League Unlimited is, like, the only good adaptation of DC Comics. I might die on that hill. I won't, because Batman Brave and the Bold exists. And, like, we love Batman Brave and the Bold. I think I'll actually die on the hill that was the last good DC no. That was the last good comic book adaptation. Was Batman Brave and the Bold. I think I'll die on that hill. I think it's so hard to find, like, anything else that, like, actually has admiration for the thing it's adapted. Which is weird to say. Because, like, that's my issue with some of, like, the later adaptations. Is even, like, if they're good TV shows or good movies, I don't feel the admiration or love for its source material. Like, I think a good modern example would be what we recently wrapped up the finale of James Gunn's Creature Commandos, right? And, like, I watched it, and I think it is a good television show, but I don't think it does a good job of introducing people to the Creature Commandos. For one thing, there is one member on the team. I don't know why that is. I don't know why they just went, hey, we're gonna call the show Creature Commandos and only basically have one team member. Very good. And it just kind of feels like they wanted to do something else. Alright, see ya, vaccinator. And like I said, the show is not bad. It's actually a very good show. Unfortunately, it just doesn't feel representative of, like, the thing that it's being called. Which happens a lot. This happens a lot. Like, I've had a lot of people ask me about, like, what the Captain America movie that comes out today, which I'm not gonna watch. I don't care. Right? There were people that actually thought I was gonna watch that. Like, what the fuck? But it's definitely, like, movies like that that make me go, like, damn. Okay. Like, without even watching it, I'm like, okay, sure, we're doing this. Okay. We could use Sam's own villains, right? Like, we could be using actual Captain America villains, or villains that mean more specifically to Sam Wilson. But okay. We'll use, like, Hulk's arch nemesis. Fine. It'd be like if we had a Superman movie in which he fights the Joker. Right? Like, that's what this feels like, right? With also no mention of Batman, right? Like, that's what I mean. If just like, that's how the movie was. It's just, oh, Superman's fighting the Joker. Just by himself. As if that is a casual thing. The Hulk erasure continues. It'll never stop. I remember, oh god. Does anyone, I know it's a, what was it? It hit end of service years ago already. But if anyone remembers that, like, Marvel Avengers game, like the live service Avengers game, I remember that one pissing me off by having one of its DLCs titled Hawkeye Future Imperfect. And I just couldn't believe that they did that. Because if you don't know, Future Imperfect is one of the most iconic Hulk stories. And they just did that story without Hulk and had it be about Hawkeye in that game. They just replaced the main character of that story, and I'm like, why? Like, what does this do? I get that people really like Maestro as a villain. Like, I get it. Like, for those that know, like, who the villain Maestro is for the Marvel Universe, he's hype, he's amazing. That's a Hulk villain, though. And only thematically works with Hulk. Because if you don't know, Future Imperfect's whole storyline is, so this is Professor Hulk era, right? So, like, all of Banner's personalities are melded together to create a new personality that we refer to as Professor Hulk, right? So this is, like, not Hulk Smash Hulk. This is, like, pompous asshole, like, jock-like Hulk, right? And he gets teleported to the future because it's comics, so time travel's a very normal thing. And the ruler of this future is a man by the name of Maestro. And the entire gimmick is it is evil Professor Hulk. It is, hey, a nuclear fallout happened, and it made Professor Hulk go insane, and he became an evil tyrant. Right? So it's like, oh, like, present day good Professor Hulk has to, like, overcome the worst aspects of himself presented as a villain, right? That's what we're doing. That's the theming here. So it feels weird that you would just remove Hulk from that story and go, Hawkeye gets teleported to the future and has to face Maestro. I honestly expect this to happen in the MCU. Like, for them to just go, like... Iron Man. Future imperfect. And that's still a storyline that gets referenced every now and again, because Maestro still just kind of shows up. They would do that, though, right? Because, like, Maestro is a marketable villain. Everyone kind of likes him. Well, people kind of just like, in general, the idea of, what if X-Hero, but evil? Why do you think Sabretooth is so popular for X-Men, right? It's, what if Wolverine was evil? There you go, it's Sabretooth. What if Charles Xavier was evil? Oh, wait. Look, back in the 90s, it was different. So we had Onslaught, right? As the what if Charles Xavier was evil. We had the Onslaught event. Like, and granted, no one today probably remembers who Onslaught is, because that's I don't think that's ever really been adapted. Which, like, not a shame. That storyline kind of fucking sucks. Like, not a big fan. Not for me, anyway. What if Beast was evil? Oh, wait. Yeah. I mean, that was basically the Weapons of X storyline we had a couple years ago now, where they were just like, plot twist, Beast is evil, and everyone in X-Force was like, God damn it, we should have known. Or, I think it was Sage and Wolverine were like, God, we should have done something about this years ago. Like, that's the... like, and no one was surprised. Instead, people were like, and why did it take us so long to do anything about it? 'Cause he's our friend. We can't give up on our friend. He literally killed an island of innocents. He literally turned Wolverine into just a weapon for a bit, which was hilarious. Like, there was a bit where Hank was the villain of the Wolverine comic. Which is, of course, the Weapons of X storyline. Not the easiest thing to come back from, right? Yeah, we still had Resurrection at the time for X-Men, so, like, it really was just... oh well. Let's just redo that. What it is, what it is. Was that Xavier approved? Oh, no, Beast was doing his own shit. I think people, like, don't realize how not connected the X-Men characters are. Because they're always presented as, like, one unit in adaptation. And in the comics, it's like, we have 20 X-Men books, and everyone's doing their own thing. Well, Xavier was doing, like, Fall of X type stuff, so he was, like, fighting against Orchis. Was that the name of the company? I forget already. because like Weapon of X was happening like concurrently, and yeah, it was happening concurrently with Fall of X, which was really annoying for like, when does all this take place? But like, whatever. It was Fall of X. It was very much a mess. Like, no one knew what was happening during that event. Every single month when new comics would drop, we wouldn't know what order the events happened in, because none of the books were labeled chronologically. So it really was just like, you'd have to read the comic and then try to piece together what was happening when during Fall of X. And it annoyed the shit out of, like, everyone. It was this constant talking point of, like, why do we not know what's actually happening during Fall of X? It's like this event was greenlit at the last second, because it was. And for a while, it seemed like it wasn't going to be the end. Like, when you start Fall of X, it doesn't actually seem like it is the finale for Krakoa until it is, because Fall of X happened over the course of, like, it was over a year, I think. Yeah, it was over a year worth of comics that was just, oh, Fall of X is still going, okay. Like, for reference, one of the Fall of X books was simply Kamala Khan going to college, and that college was, like, run by the evil corporation trying to take down mutants, so it's like her trying to be like a really bad spy for Emma Frost. And that doesn't sound like a book that is part of the end of an entire era for for X-Men, you know? So it very much was like, oh, this did not feel like this was supposed to be the finale, but okay. Like, Inferno felt more like a finale, and that happened, like, what, a year into Krakoa? Which, yes, I know, I've read the interviews. Inferno was supposed to be the end of the Krakoan era, and then they decided not to. Like, I understand, like, why that storyline was written the way that it was. Let's see here. Trying to get these proportions down a little bit. Trying a little bit harder than normal. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. Well, the current lineup of, like, Marvel Comics is, like, mostly fine, though. There was a really fun one-shot that came out last month that was actually just, like, kind of a lot of fun. It was, like, 30 pages, so it was a bit long for a one-shot. But it was, like, Doctor Doom and Rocket Raccoon going on an adventure together, and that was really fun. I haven't read any general consensus about that one-shot, but I am sure there are people that don't like that ending of that comic. Like, I got to the ending of that and was like, wow, how cool and almost profound. But it also, like, doesn't conclude a narrative, like, at all. So I'm just going to assume that's something that people don't really like. That's the thing you posted where Doom pets Rocket's head. Yeah, I did just post those couple panels. Because I'm like, well, that's just silly. And kind of shows off the dynamic between those two. 'Cause I think Rocket, the modern relationship of Rocket and Doom is actually like kind of fun, where they like respect each other but are constantly egging each other on. Yeah, because that one shot was about like Doom wanted to find out the cosmic / universal reason for all the bad things that had happened to him throughout his life. Not like what started a domino effect in his life for him to turn out the way he does. Why, like, universally, like, the pursuit of, like, desire, curiosity, and understanding causes things like war and instability in culture to like happen to cause people to have lives like Doom did. So, you know, we're working with a little bit of a a weird scope for our narrative, right? But he's having like troubles finding out how to like redo his, what's it called, like time travel to like find out the answer to that. So he calls up Rocket Raccoon, who thinks very outside of the box, to try to like maybe between the two of them they can solve this, because he's not looking to like go to the beginning of time. That is not what he like. There's like pages explaining this in the comic where they are like, no, Doom wants to travel not to the origin of time itself or the time of the universe, but before that in a negative value to see how the universe would roll out from a more like emotional and, you know, see where like the concepts of how we pursue things in life come from. we're working with a bit high concept here, right? And because it's a Doom, he uses like magic to help propel them to this like negative value of time and space. Yeah, going to the beginning of time is really easy. You just lock in like the Big Bang, right? And there you go. Actually normal. The first story Dr. Doom ever appeared in was actually a time travel story. Very fun. But when they go to this like weird point in reality, there's nothing there, of course. There's no land masses, there's no planets, there's no space, there's no stars, there's no anything. And Doom just was like, I just want to observe. Right? Let's just like, we're here. Let's just see. Rocket's a bit like, is this okay? Is what we're doing okay? Right? Like, it was fun to come up with the idea, but now I'm having second thoughts. And then this like creature appears in their spaceship. And it is like this weird blob. And as it gets closer to like Rocket and Doom, it starts to take on a more humanoid-like form. Not actually humanoid, but like it's still a blob, but it's clearly like trying to mimic like what it's looking at. And not like fully. It's actually like really clever at how it does this. And it ends up looking at the crystal that like Doom used to power his like time travel spaceship, right? And at first, like, Doom is like, "Oh, what are you? What?" Like Doom's trying to like talk to this thing, and this thing doesn't have language, but picks up really fast. So he's just like, understanding, desire. I don't get it. What is this concept? What even is a concept? As like Rocket and Doom are trying to like basically inform to the reader what is happening. Like they are witnessing the birth of like, concepts itself with this creature. And then it ends up actually going to touch the crystal that bears a fragment of Doom's soul. And what this does is it creates the true concepts of desire, the pursuit of understanding, curiosity. All of that action in the Marvel universe comes from Doom. Because, you know, it's like one of the first, like, conceptual creatures comes into contact with that, and that's what creates those emotions in the universe. Which is and that's just how the book ends. Doom goes back, satisfied with, like, knowing how that came to be. Because that's what he was looking for, right? He was simply looking for a why. And he found that answer. So, you know, washes his hands clean of the whole affair. Rocket doesn't like what happened. Because he's like, is this our fault? Are these, like, these universal concepts, like, our fault? Did things like war and such happen because of the concept of desire being born from us basically creating it on accident? So he's asking, like, some more, like, philosophical issues, and then the book just ends. Just a one-shot. I kind of liked it a lot. Thought that book was saying some really cool things. Yeah, but it is like it was written by, like, J. Michael Straczynski, and he always likes these, like, more conceptual type books. Really using, like, the comic book universe to tell, like, these type of things. Because you can, right? Because these characters are so larger than life that it doesn't matter. You can kind of just do that, right? Yeah. Wow, that was crazy. Anyway, bye. I mean, that is Doom, though. Like, nothing really surprises this man. He has to remain, like, cool, collected, or, like, arrogant and angry. These are the only states that Doom's allowed to actually be in. Yeah. Oh. So, like, who knows what they're gonna be doing in that movie coming out this summer. Oh, excuse me. Man, does it kind of suck that we're back to having, like, 3+ MCU movies a year? We're back to that. Like, I, like, looked at the schedule and I'm like, Christ, why is it like this? Why are we getting, like, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four within a 6-month period? Like, why? And what is even the point of Thunderbolts? No one knows who this team is. I say no one. I know a lot of fans of Thunderbolts, actually. But they're also, like, not adapting Thunderbolts. They're adapting Dark Avengers and calling it Thunderbolts, which is... like, why do that? Like, but actually, though. Like, you're just gonna piss off the Thunderbolts fans because you're calling it one thing and adapting something else entirely. And, like, the Dark Avenger fans are just gonna be like, cool, I guess I got my movie, but with a different name. Yeah. So it is very much, but why, though? To me, anyway. Like, why use that name? Especially when the majority of the team aren't Thunderbolts. Or at least, like, aren't on the original roster of the Thunderbolts, anyway. Actually, hilariously, the Thunderbolts were created because of the Onslaught event. Comic books are a small world sometimes. We don't really mention Onslaught too much anymore. Let's see. We will do this. I think we'll do it this way. Here we go. Thunderbolt certainly looks like a film. Yeah, it's weird. It's like they're scrambling to try to put together 2017 version of Thunderbolts, like that version of the team. Which I remember thinking at the time, like, huh, this team seems really corporate. So I wonder if that book was put into production specifically to, like, for the movies, essentially. Because we do know that they do that. where they will, like, greenlit a book specifically to be, like, pre-advertising for a movie. They did that with Guardians, and everyone hated that book. I don't know a single person that likes Volume 3 of Guardians. Because that book was kind of bad. Let's see here. There is Tyson looking cute, guys. Scrunkly? Is that what we're calling him? Or we're calling this man Scrunkly. Faces are so much harder to model. It's probably because, don't take this the wrong way. Probably because you don't have as much fundamentals on, like, shape language for people. Like, a lot of that stuff still applies in 3D, you know? It's the reason why when you take 3D modeling and those kind of classes for the arts, you still have to learn 2D and drawing. Because if you don't understand how to, like, create a person with shapes, you kind of need to do that, right? Hello, Space Runner. Happy Don't Give Up Day? What? Oh, right. It's that holiday that people, like, are weird about. Like, I don't know, man. I never worry about it. So... Have you tried hairlines? What? Really light or small on clothing? It kind of, like, depends on what I'm doing. If I was, like, drawing a bit more fine arts or using any sort of realism, probably. But in, like, this case, I'm like, when you're working with a lot of simplified lines, you don't really want, like, too many of those kind of details. Makes it overly complicated, right? And I don't really draw with a fine arts feel to it anymore. Not my thing. to make straight lines. Oh, I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. Different processes, right? Let's see here. I also made the ears too long. I always do that. Let's see here. Oh, hello, Ty. We're just sitting here. We're just drawing. Not doing too much. Just having a nice relaxing evening. I got some potato chips in front of me. I should probably figure out what I'm gonna do for a meal after this, but hey, that's just me. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I should probably mention I've been grabbing clips and stuff to make like highlight videos for last year. So if there's anything like you want or like do in there, you know, if you're on the Discord, you can put it there, or like excuse me, like timestamp it in the comments and stuff. Because this one's taken a while, because I'm having to like go through myself to go through videos. It's mostly like the unpopular playthroughs, which took up the majority of last year. Sad to say. So, like, none of those have, like, people that really... Because, like, Chinya and Raincheck basically have, like, 0 suggestions. I'm having to, like, go through those playthroughs myself and see if there's anything, like, fun and clippable in those. Chinya is good, though. That doesn't mean anyone watched that playthrough. I mean, just look at how, like, how many views the Smoke Room playthrough has. I shouldn't say things like that on stream. You did? That's not really like a good statistic, though. That's what we call an outlier. And we are not taught in sociology to not take too much stock in that. Silverstone seems interesting. It's alright. Ignore that pause. I had to collect some thoughts real quick and not say anything I shouldn't. Oh, hello, game. Because no one watched it. I mean, like, that happens. You really do have to just, like, understand where you are, right? And understand what, like, you want to get out of the experience, right? Because, like, if I was drawing only for, like, likes on Twitter and things, I would have given up on art a decade ago, right? Never gotten into it in the first place, right? It's like, nah, I just really love like the art form of drawing, so that's why I'm here, right? Sure, I probably take it way too seriously compared to other people, because I do kind of take art way too seriously compared to the average Joe. So, yeah, there's a detriment there, right? Like, I remember, I had a classmate in college, and they loved comparing me to, what was his name? Was it Ego? From Ratatouille? And he had said, like, every time you talk about, like, anything you're even remotely passionate about, he always said that I remind him of that scene from Ratatouille where he's like, I don't like food, I love it. He says, like, my conversations remind him of that. Oh, that is very you. I can't deny that. 'Cause a lot of like the criticisms and like heavy language I use like does come from a place of love for the craft, right? Like, I hope that comes through. Yes, I'm shitting on people's favorite thing half the time. That just is what it is. That's not gonna stop. Yeah, dot 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 dot. Let's do it like this. We appreciate the dragging of things. It do be this way. If you're not new to the channel / comments, there is that. There definitely is a you must be new here. Either that or it's the yes, I realize you grew up with the thing and it means a lot to you. No, I am not saying your childhood does not matter, or your teenage years, or your early college years, or your man-children years. Or like any of that, but also please stop trying to say that the Owl House is a good show. I'm sorry, it's it's on thought for that show, right? Just drag it like a non-stop, just like it is an enjoyable kids show. It really is. But fuck, why why is it made like that? What am I drawing? I'm drawing a friendly wolfer from a game called Password. His name is Tyson. He's a cute little lad. Let's see here. Burn it, I want to see it. I don't think I could ever sit there like that's definitely something Darian has suggested, is like you should totally make like one of your small little video essay things on why like you hate Willow and Gus so much. And I'm like, no, because people identify with those characters and it would just be in poor taste. There's the Discord server. Like, it is what it is. But I'd rather be watching, like, good shows and talking about that on the Discord server. The 4K image? Okay, the 4K image is really good, Ian. It really is. Okay. Okay. It's not as good as the 4K image of, like, Amphibia of, like, hand dabbing, but it is what it is. I think that's also an issue that I had while Owl House is airing, is I'm just like... Amphibia's airing right next to it, and Amphibia's just a better directed show. Granted, it's not like they weren't both popular. Like, they both were, right? Like, there's no, like, bad blood or anything. Unfortunate competition. They were literally on the same channel. I don't know if I would call that competition. Like, you would think they would just have the same fan base. But people are weird, and they're like, oh, I can only watch, like, one show at a time. And I'm like, bitch, I see your Netflix. You're watching, like, 8,000 shows at one time. They kind of were. They were never airing, like, on top of each other. Like, why are people dumb? People do that? Yeah, that's dumb. Like, that's just dumb to do. Or my favorite, I didn't know Amphibia was airing. I've heard that excuse. And I'm like, bitch. Like, it's fine. How could they say that? Right? They were literally airing next to each other. What do you mean you didn't know? Like, if you were watching it on TV, right? Like, I was... I wasn't. I had already gotten rid of TV by then. Filtered that shit out of my life. Don't need it. Completely shut down like a robot. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, that's the reason why we don't really have children's shows anymore, right? Like, people were really weird about, like, the Owl House, I find. And then just basically ignored everything else airing on the Disney Channel. And it's like, look. I realize this show, not really incredible, will not be remembered. But I thought The Ghost in Molly McGee was fine. And it had like 4 seasons. It had more, didn't it have more episodes than The Owl House, unironically? Like, I never watched, like, the whole show. I would just watch an occasional episode and be like, wow, this is fine. It's kind of nice. It's, like, not overreaching. Like, it's not doing anything more than what it sets out to do. It's, like, hitting all the notes that it clearly intends to and wants to. And quietly, like, ends with one of the best final episodes I've seen in modern television. Funny how they went for that long. Yeah, I don't get it. Because I was like, literally no one's watching this. And by literally no one's watching this, I mean only children are watching this. Which probably says a lot about why the Owl House got canceled. Like, children weren't watching it. Apparently kids were watching The Ghost in Molly McGee, which, impeccable taste. Had Ashley Burch. Does Disney Channel even exist anymore? Yeah, it does. It does. I don't think the Disney Channel will, like, go, like, truly go away. I think a lot of children, like, channels, right, have slowly moved over to more preschool-esque, like, programming. Because that's kind of the demographic that is actively watching those, right? I haven't looked recently, but I did remember reading back in like 2021, 2022 that the largest demographics for people still watching television are like really young kids and like grandparents. So like, you know. All right, see ya, Michael. Thanks for stopping by. As long as the chicken doesn't what? What is this word? I don't know, man. Cocomelon? Melon? Cocomelon? Was that a thing? Do we coco the melon? Cocomero, right? That's all I get from reading that. It's a cocomero. Would you eat melon chocolate? Like, I think melon bread is pretty good. Like, melon soda is usually like some of my favorite sodas. You? What do you mean, you? You don't like? That's fine. Like, I grew up on melon soda and those kind of things, so like, eh. Not for everyone. Because I really like those, like, melon cream, like, floats. Where you get, like, this chilled, iced, like, melon soda and, like, a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top. That shit. I miss that. That's like one of the few things that like I think about from my childhood that I don't get to have anymore living in America. That I'm like, damn. Melon root beer. Well, it's just like it's basically a root beer float, but with melon soda. That actually sounds refreshing. It's very nice. It's like a normal summer thing. Oh, do I need to get like a new phone so I have like a good camera phone and vlog while I'm in Asia over the summer. Is that something I should... that should I do? Yeah, do it. You don't live in America? Well, I mean, like, I like live in America. Yeah, I'm just, like, visiting, like, things during the summer. Mark, hello, hello. Oh, and hello, Chewie. Yeah, I'm drawing Tyson. A very normal event here. It do be this way. I have my vices. Alright, see you, Gabe. Look, we're just offering up some cleanup. Just a little bit. You come and go depending on how awake you are. I thought it was depending on how much toast you have. I like to think that that is the Selkie power battery, is toast. You should get toast! Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh my. It's so cozy under the covers. I see how it is. I see how it is. There we go. Doing a little stretch myself. Your preteen self liked that show? What, Wild Crates? I'm unfamiliar with this one. Is that something I should look into? Is that what we call content? What else? Move that. Wild Kratts. There's like 17 different spellings in chat. Oh, it's an educational show? Is it one of them? One of those edumacation shows? For the chillins? It was on PBS? Oh. Saw. Okay, so how are we gonna do... How do we want to do his tail? You gotta have his, like, fluffy little wolfy tail, right? There we go. If I recall correctly, just why abbreviate that? That's too long of a thing to abbreviate. How am I supposed to know what that means? You didn't have PBS? Ah. No worries. Everyone has like their own different like networks and things. I know when I'm talking to Grizz sometimes, I end up having to go like, did you have like X channel? Or what did this air on? Like for you? You gotta like keep in mind that like literally every country like their shows are all shuffled around to different networks because of licensing, right? Oh, I actually have to close up this so cute. There we go. Just gotta get rid of some of this. Look, we're not trying to make a fancy drawn, right? You all understand. We're just trying to make a semi-quick doodle of a cute wolfer, right? You'd all date him, right? He just woke up, I see. Let's see here. What am I making this on? Like, what? Do you mean like program? Like I'm using Paint Tool Sci? Krita? No, never heard of that one. Yeah, no, I'm using the program Paint Tool Sci. Real old. Big old program. Okay. Trying to get better. Yeah, it's a process. So, definitely not something you learn overnight. Oh yeah, like art's a really fun thing to pursue. I still look back on my college experience with art pretty fondly. Oh, the border? Yeah, it's just a thing that I do. Like typically I properly ink things, but I'm feeling rather lazy. Like if you poke around on my Twitter or Blue Sky, you can find like my fully inked artwork, which I think looks pretty alright. I don't think it looks amazing. I think it looks pretty alright. Like I know a lot of people are like, but Josh, you can use a tool to do this border shit. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want it to look like a tool made it. I kind of want it to look shitty. Which is a funny way to word that. I've heard people hate or dislike greatly their school experience. I find that the people that really dislike the school experience for art are the people that, like, didn't know how to learn, right? Like, it's supposed to be a space for you to, like, learn art, right? But a lot of people are either frustrated with the like old guard teachers that some schools have, and like it always sucks to have those, not gonna lie, or they were hoping to like have classes that say this is how you get good, rather than like here's how you learn how to draw, right? Here's how you learn the art, right? It's not teaching you how to be a great artist. That's on you. It's teaching you how to learn. Like a lot of those classes. Or at least from like my experience, right? But even like whenever I do like book readings and stuff on that matter, it's always the same of it's here to help you learn, not teach you exactly what to do. I think that's what people like want when it comes to learning how to draw in art, right? It's just, well, how do I just do it, right? And that's not gonna happen. Like, bro, that's not gonna happen. Looks aesthetic as opposed to just done with a quick tool, right? Because I've had people just go like, oh, but that's just a setting you can do in Procreate. And I'm like, one, I'm not using Procreate. And two, it always looks like you're using a tool when you do that. Like when I put the white border on characters for my thumbnails, right? Where I just like rip the sprite from the game, put it into Photoshop, put a stroke like effect on it to help it stand, put a drop shadow, call it a day. Like, it looks like a tool did it, and like that's not always a bad thing, for sure. Like, it is there for ease of use, right? Okay. Instead of using the fill bucket. Oh yeah, well, the fill bucket's there for a reason, right? Let's see here. Yeah, like I probably should be faster with this process. I think that's like my biggest issue is it takes me too long to do anything when drawing. It's definitely like the main reason why I don't excel. I'm back and heard Josh is filling buckets always. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about this too much. How well that looks. Look, I did like a properly inked Tyson drawing last month, right? It's fine. It's fine. The main goal is to have fun. Like for these drawings, pretty much. I'm not out here trying to make a good looking drawing. If I was doing that, we'd be here for 6 hours. And I don't want to do that. Oh my god, Kopika, stop. No. Can't call me out like this. Here we go. Yeah, the essential edition, shut up. It needs to, you know, it's the sign of a MrJosh original, you shut up. It's fine, it's fine. Oh. Here, I should probably... We will fill. We'll fill that. There we go. He's grunkly. Is this the term we use to describe Tyson? Is he scrunkly? Is that what you're gonna call him when you pin him against the bed? There, do you all like it? What if he pins us? No. I mean, I guess he can pin you guys. If, like, that's what you want from your man. That's, you know, that's on you, though. Oh, wait, forgot a thing. Oh, that's not the tool I want. No? There we go. Did not finish this part. Oops, that's my bad. There we go. That's why we look back over the piece, right? But alright, everyone. I think I'll be wrapping it up there. I'm gonna go make some food for myself. Gonna make a small little meal. So I do hope that you've all enjoyed the stream. Yeah, hope you enjoy the drawing. I'll post it on my socials later. But yeah, hope you all have enjoyed, and I will see you guys around.